Ontario is heading straight into a storm that almost nobody is talking about, because 2026 isn't just another election year or another interest rate cycle. It's the moment when some of the province's most recognizable cities will face brutal unemployment spikes that will blindside most Canadians. Entire industries are shrinking, layoffs are accelerating, and the new jobs coming in simply do not match the salaries or the stability people are losing. So before we go any further, hit like and subscribe now, because this information will not reach the people who need it most. And wait until you see city number 1. It will shock you. Number 10. Hamilton. Hamilton is still advertised like an industrial powerhouse, but anyone living here knows the truth. This city is in a deep identity crisis, stuck between an old economy collapsing and a future economy that still refuses to fully arrive. Steel once defined this city. Now steel is shrinking. Services are growing, but with lower wages, less stability, and no long-term security. Population, about 600,000, estimate. Area, approximately 436 square miles. People per square mile, approximately 1,375, estimate. Hamilton isn't the most extreme city in Ontario, but winters are still long, gray, and energy-hungry. Cold months drag on. Freezing rain events are higher than provincial average. Energy bills remain a real stressor for lower-income households who already struggle. Summer humidity is brutal and triggers higher AC use. This is the core problem. The steel era is gone. Warehouse and logistics jobs are rising, but these are often non-union, low security, and paid way less. Healthcare is a huge employer, but Ontario healthcare is collapsing under staffing shortages. New tech incubator talk sounds nice, but investors prefer Waterloo, Toronto, Kitchener. Hamilton is not affordable anymore. Average detached prices are still in the 700s, estimate. Rent is crushing. GO train access is still slower than Toronto marketing claims. And the LRT? Still drama, still uncertainty. The truth is, Hamilton is gorgeous. Waterfalls, escarpment, trails, food culture, music scene, passionate artists, real grit. Hamilton is the kind of place people romanticize online, but many leave in real life because the wages do not match the cost of surviving here.
Number 9. Windsor. Windsor is the auto city, Detroit's mirror, Southern Ontario's border engine. But 2026 is exactly when the car economy vulnerability becomes frightening. Windsor is betting its entire future on EV plants, but that transition is slow, capital-heavy, and extremely fragile to global recession or corporate shifts. Population, about 350,000, estimate. Area, approximately 146 square miles. People per square mile, approximately 2,400, estimate. Windsor is one of Ontario's warmest cities, but faces severe heat and humidity spikes in the summer, expensive AC seasons, plus weird freeze-thaw shoulders, and lake-effect storms are random and disruptive. Car factories still matter more here than anywhere else in the province. Stellantis, Ford, feeder plants, Tier 2 suppliers, every layoff ripples instantly. And AI, robotics, automation, and EV cost cuts all point in one direction: fewer humans needed per unit of output. Windsor is literally the city most exposed to that. If EV demand softens globally in 2026, Windsor bleeds.
Windsor is cheaper than GTA, but rising fast. Detached home prices still hover mid-$500, estimate. Rent jumped double digits post-pandemic, and cross-border shopping was once Windsor's secret hack. But with weak CAD and rising U.S. prices, that arbitrage is dying. The waterfront is gorgeous, Detroit skyline views are iconic, and the multicultural food scene is massively underrated. Windsor will always have charm, but charm cannot protect your income when a single sector makes or breaks the city's employment reality.
Number 8. Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls looks rich from the outside. It's literally one of the most famous urban views on the planet. But in reality, Niagara Falls is one of Ontario's most fragile economies heading into 2026. Tourism money is massive, but it is also seasonal, unstable, and exists in a race-to-the-bottom, low-wage reality. When hotel bookings dip, when border traffic slows, when international travel patterns shift, Niagara Falls can collapse faster than almost any other city in the province. Population, about 100,000. Estimate. Area, approximately 82 square miles. People per square mile, approximately 1,220. Winters are freezing wet and windy because of the Great Lakes microclimate. Summers are extremely humid and AC heavy, and shoulder seasons are unstable. You can literally get cold rain that ruins tourism weeks. Niagara Falls depends on tourists. Hotels, restaurants, tour operators, souvenir shops, service jobs. Most are low benefits, low wage, and shift-based. AI and kiosk automation are replacing front desk workers. If cross-border travel slows in 2026 from recession or currency shock, Niagara Falls has almost no alternative industry to catch the unemployed. Home prices jumped during the GTA exodus wave. They still remain high relative to local wages. Rent is tight, and the bus system is not strong enough for non-car households. Internet quality varies sharply by neighborhood. It's an iconic global wonder. The falls are breathtaking. Nature, trails, views, world-class. But Niagara Falls is a city where the beauty is real and the stable middle-class paycheck is not.
Number 7. Peterborough. Peterborough is charming, beautiful, lake-adjacent, close to cottage country, artsy and slow-paced, which is exactly why it became a hot target during the remote work trend. People left the GTA, cashed out, and flooded this region. But 2026 is exactly when this city shows the downside of that boom. Population, about 131,000, estimate. Area, approximately 138 square miles. People per square mile, approximately 950, estimate. Winters are long, snowy, icy, and windy. Summer humidity spikes are common. Storms are harsher, and climate swings make utilities unpredictable. Heating is expensive here. Remote work growth is flattening. Employers are forcing hybrid again. That hits Peterborough directly because a big chunk of new money came from people who lived here but worked digitally for Toronto. If hybrid becomes standard in 2026, and it's trending that way, Peterborough loses its economic advantage instantly. Affordability is gone. Prices shot up. Rent went wild. And no, wages did not follow. Transit is weak. Inner-city access is limited. Highways are slow. Broadband gaps exist just outside the core. If you don't have a car, life is difficult here. Lakes, trails, arts, Trent University, nightlife that feels bigger than population size. There's quality of life here. But this is the exact kind of city that looks perfect on Instagram and breaks your budget in real life when the job you thought you could keep remote suddenly demands you to come back to the GTA twice a week. Number 6. Kingston. Kingston is beautiful on postcards. Limestone history, lake views, downtown charm, but the economy is getting strange, and 2026 will bring some serious whiplash. The crazy part is Kingston is now a place where retirements grow faster than careers. You literally see more walkers and canes than briefcases in parking lots. Population, about 139,000. Area, 173 square miles. People per square mile, about 803. Kingston's winters get slammed by lake effect cold, and summers are heavy humidity, sticky, and uncomfortable. The wind off Lake Ontario can feel like needles in your face. These climate swings make commuting and outdoor work difficult in January and July. This city often feels like two cities: pleasant waterfront in June, then sudden slap of winter again by late fall. Kingston has government, correctional, and health jobs, but the private sector is thinner. Innovation is slow. Retail is soft. Tech rarely roots here. High-paying private companies don't build here because Toronto sucks up talent and Ottawa dominates government. So Kingston ends up being a retirement town with fewer competitive employers. Housing has jumped beyond young salaries. It's a university town with landlord pricing, and students drive rents wild. Median home price is still high considering the limited job market, 2026 trend. Transit is better than most mid-size Ontario cities, but still too slow to replace cars. Internet is fine, but not enough to make Kingston a remote work boom destination. Kingston is romantic. Music, patios,
boats, festivals. It's Instagram ready. But vibes don't pay rent, and vibes don't create jobs for normal working-class residents.
Number 5. Brantford. Brantford is that city you drive past and say, oh yeah, Brantford exists. But 2026 might be the year the unemployment curve flips upside down again. The manufacturing DNA is still there, but the modern labor market isn't. Brantford's problem is that it's stuck between big city suburb and old industrial town, and it's not winning either version. Population, about 107,000. Area, 27 square miles. People per square mile, about 3,962. Winters in this zone are dark, wet, icy, and depressing. Snow, then thaw, then freezing rain, then black ice, repeat. It's not dramatic like Northern Ontario, it's just uncomfortable. The constant freeze-thaw wears down roads and morale. Summers were okay, but short. Fall is nice for exactly 11 days. Manufacturing collapsed years ago and never fully evolved into high-tech or high-value services. Warehouses hire, but temporary contracts dominate. Amazon-style jobs with high turnover. So workers bounce around multiple employers. People work full-time hours with no stability. Brantford is a case study in the gig economy evolution. Traditional career paths are dying here. Housing is cheaper than Toronto, but wages are way lower. That creates a false affordability story. People move here for cheaper mortgages, then months later realize there are not enough stable paychecks to sustain a family. Transit is weak. Commuting to Hamilton or Mississauga kills hours per day. Brantford still has pockets of charm, river trails, war history, Wayne Gretzky nostalgia, decent sports culture, but tourists come for a Saturday, not for a life. Brantford is the city that looks affordable until you actually try to build a life there. Number 4. Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay is an absolute paradox. Its massive land size, almost small-town population, and one of the most gorgeous natural regions in Ontario. But 2026 will push it harder than almost anywhere when it comes to unemployment pressure. This is a city where the resource economy is still the backbone, and the resource economy is unpredictable. Population, about 114,000. Area, 210 square miles. People per square mile, about 544. Winters are harsh, long, and punishing. Wind off Lake Superior is not cute, it's aggressive and sharp. Snowfalls run high, cold stretches run brutal, and daily life is limited by weather reality. Summers are okay, but short. 1 minute you're boating under golden sky, 3 months later you're scraping ice. Thunder Bay relies heavily on forestry, shipping, mining services, and public sector. When commodity prices dip, jobs evaporate. When global shipping slows down, hours get cut. There is not enough diversification. Knowledge jobs barely exist. Remote work trend helped a bit in 2024-25, but not enough to change this city's deep structural job dependency. Housing is cheaper than most of southern Ontario, but that's not the full story. Energy bills are painful in winter. Groceries are priced higher than Toronto due to shipping. Flights cost more. Medical care is stretched thin, and recruitment battles for doctors keep getting worse. Outdoors is unbelievable. Sleeping Giant, lake access, wild forests. This place is paradise for nature lovers and people who want quiet. But what makes Thunder Bay peaceful is the exact reason economic opportunity keeps drifting away. Thunder Bay is stunning, but beauty alone can't protect a city from a job market that moves like a yo-yo.
Number 3. North Bay. North Bay is another place that looks peaceful and balanced in photos. Golden lake sunsets, pine forests, SUP boards, cozy cabins. But the 2026 labor market has no chill here. Many jobs in North Bay are seasonal dependent or just not consistent enough to build true long-term professional stability. Population, about 53,000. Area, 127 square miles. People per square mile, about 417. Winters feel like 5 months long. Snowpack stays deep. Road salt becomes oxygen. You literally factor snow removal energy budget into your day. Summers are gorgeous but short. Perfect lake days that trick your brain into thinking the city is easier than it is. Fall is postcard worthy, then the cold hammer drops. Government, healthcare, and education are stable pillars, but private sector, weak.
Retail is thin. Startups rarely scale here. Tourism is big, but tourism is not a stable salary generator. North Bay always feels like it's one new mine or one new government contract away from everything changing, but those big projects rarely land. Homes are cheaper than Southern Ontario life, but wages are significantly lower. Groceries cost more than they should. Commuting to bigger regions? Not realistic. Transit is limited, and internet is fine, but not strong enough in every corner to make this a remote work goldmine. North Bay is peaceful, insanely photogenic, and fantastic for people who want outdoors first, career second. Ski hills, lake life, perfect for early retirement or semi-retired. North Bay is a dream escape, but dreams don't always translate into strong job markets for working-age people. Number 2. Sudbury. Sudbury is the mining capital of Ontario. The rocks literally made this city, but the 2026 unemployment risk here is extremely real, because a mining town is only stable when global demand lines up perfectly. In 2026, analysts expect uneven global metal demand, and Sudbury feels that faster than any GTA city ever would. Population, about 171,000. Area, 1,246 square miles. People per square mile, about 137. Sudbury's winters are a direct personality test. Heavy snow, deep freezes, and a style of cold that is more intense than Southern Ontarians even understand. It is truly Northern Ontario winter. Summers are actually nice, but the seasonal swing is massive, which limits construction windows, roadwork, and outdoor labor sectors. Nickel, copper, mining services, contractor work, and some post-secondary anchor employment. But here's the issue. This is a city that lives off global commodity prices. Demand spikes, jobs expand. Demand drops, layoffs or shutdowns hit fast. Service industry is smaller than it should be, given the population. Tech is nearly non-existent. That lack of sector diversity means Sudbury is always one global price swing away from a downturn. Homes are cheaper than GTA by a mile, but cost of living isn't as cheap as people expect. Northern grocery inflation is a thing. Heating, expensive. Transit is limited, and widespread out geography makes cars mandatory for basically everyone. Medical staffing is stretched, and wait times are not great. The lakes and wilderness are beautiful. Fishing, hiking, scenic views absolutely unmatched, but working families need consistent paychecks, not only nature escape days. Sudbury is gorgeous and gritty, but its job market is tied to forces way outside local control.
Number 1. Sault Ste. Marie, usually just called the Sault, is a city that has been fighting economic gravity for decades. It's a border town with major geographic importance, but not enough private investment follows. 2026 adds pressure because many large employers here are historic, not future-proof. Population, about 72,000. Area, 325 square miles. People per square mile, about 221. Lake Superior weather here is no joke. Long, cold stretches, power chill wind, and heavy winter snow. Summers are absolutely beautiful, warm, breezy, and shockingly nice, but it's temporary. Winter reaction costs, heating, snow removal, and maintenance eat into household budgets in a way Southern Ontario never experiences. Steel, public sector, and small business. Steel is unpredictable globally. Tourism spikes in summer, then disappears. Private sector innovation is thin. Remote work migration never really hit the Sault because people moving out of the GTA want mid-sized southern cities, not northern border cities. In the Sault, there simply are not enough employers. Housing is cheap compared to GTA, but this is the trap. Cheaper homes don't matter if stable jobs are limited. Transit is weak. Healthcare staffing is stretched. Flights are pricey. Commuting to bigger cities isn't realistic. Outdoor paradise, water, hiking, fishing, autumn colors, stunning. For retirees, it's awesome. For working-age professionals, life becomes a constant budget calculation. Sault Ste. Marie has beauty, but job stability is fragile and driven by outside forces. These 10 Ontario cities are beautiful, historic, unique, but all share one dangerous similarity. Their job markets rely on unstable industries, seasonal cycles, and outside global forces. When the next economic shock hits, these are the cities that will feel it first and hardest. Which one surprised you the most? Comment below and subscribe because we are breaking down the next list, and trust me, you don't want to miss it.